As stark and as isolating as a rural winter can feel, similarly, the pandemic has been a harsh 2 years for people living with addiction.
It's this horrible test case. We are seeing more and more people struggle with their recovery.
Peter Eppenshade of Recovery Vermont has seen the human toll of the dire statistics plaguing his community and the rest of the country. From March 2020 to March 2021, Vermont saw 211 drug overdose deaths, the largest percentage increase of any state at 85%. Nationally, overdose deaths increased 35%. However, what this time of isolation and lost connections has done is emphasize the need for the type of recovery their team and others have been working to perfect.
So once we got away from saying, we need to get you off this substance, and once we started pairing that sobriety with real connections to a meaningful life, we've seen great success in recovery.
Just as people rely on their neighbors to help get through hard country winters, Recovery Vermont is helping to build a village around people living with addiction, starting with recovery coaches strategically placed in emergency departments and centers in every county. It's a system that the state government has bought into and is showing results based on reconnecting people to the life they want to lead.
People can recover once we give them a kind of bespoke suite of tools that they help identify, not that we do.
This is the family program, is it now? It's breaking the cycle, of getting these families into recover, then they're not, it's not a continuing on and on, it's making change. And
yeah.
So
it's actually generational change.
And if it takes a village of support to help someone into recovery, one family is trying to turn the financially struggling town of Johnson, hit hard by the opioid crisis, into an entire recovery-focused community.
Our daughter Jenna was 26 when we lost her to an overdose, which really just threw our family and our community in turmoil.
After immense tragedy, Dawn and Greg Tatros channeled their hurt into creating solutions to the same issue that took their daughter Jenna from them, fixing the flaws in the system they believe could have saved her life, calling their organization Jenna's Promise. They have no prior experience in treatment, just the love of their daughter.
We'll see where we are in 5 years, but we really feel like we're going to be saving a lot of lives.
At the center is Jennas House, a church-turned-recovery center. There's a counselor based here, a nurse practitioner, a huge space where all kinds of daily meetings happen. There's also a family program for parents in recovery that offers babysitting.
It just happened that the price of the church was the same exact price as Jenna's life insurance policy. So that's why we call it Jennas House, because it really is her house. She bought this house, and I can't think of a better way or something that she would be more happy with than helping others.
Outside Jenna's house, the Tatros are buying up abandoned storefronts and turning them into housing and employment opportunities, including a soon-to-be roastery where people will be guaranteed jobs. The goal is to live, work, and heal in the same vicinity to make the recovery journey as easy and as attainable as possible. Over the 1 year they've been open, they've had an 80% success rate of people staying in recovery. Leaders from across the state and the country have looked at Jenna's Promise as a model that could help people and rural communities recover.
There's just so much hope out there, and it's good to see people say that.
I think part of the best thing is when people say, no one else has ever believed in me.
So if we can take a model like that, of taking these rural communities that are suffering anyways, that are seeing their shops boarded up and no employment opportunities, and use it as kind of a win-win-win, why not?
Even as COVID-19 has severed connections in so many ways, Peter believes the will of neighbors to help each other through the darker seasons will continue to fuel the progress being made in recovery.
There is great hope. There are much greater barriers to this connection. We finally come up with a theory of change, which is connection, one that's evidence-based, one that we know works, and another huge wall has been put up for us through COVID. But what are we going to do? Give up? No. we're going to keep hammering on this proven path.
I'm Vanessa Misciagna reporting.